Shalom. It's your brother Ibad from GMS Yahweh Ibad, GMS St. Petersburg, Florida. I'm coming in the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Barakah Kodash. Double honor to my elder apostles of Great Millstone. Singing honor and salutation to all your sincere Akim, constantly pushing spirit and truth and sincerity as well. And peace and blessings also to this men, women, and children like a sister to 1/3. Shalom. Going right into the article, just want to read a little bit about Venezuela hyperinflation and then thinking about how also America's hyperinflation is going to happen as well. It says, when paper money goes to zero value, Venezuelan hyperinflation explained. All right. And basically, it goes on to say, inflation in Venezuela this year could top 1,000,000%, the International Monetary Fund predicts. So, in other words, their money really has no value at all, man. I mean, just to barely buy the necessities of life going to cost you a bundle or a barrel of money. But I'm going to give you some examples. Just like I said, I'm just scheming through these articles. I'm going to give you some examples of what they're talking about. Because you also have this photo right here about the hyperinflation. Not hyperinflation, the purchasing power of the dollar. Okay? I'm going to go into that a little bit too. Right here it says a kilogram of meat costs 9,500,000 bolivars, or the equivalent of $1.45. So that it has no value, man. Look at that. You need all that money just to order that just to order that meat. Now let's say if you got a family of 6, that's what you gonna need. That money, that amount of money, just to purchase that amount of food, man. And now this is not far-fetched that this is going to come to America. I wish I found the article. It's very deep into the web right now. But the Bank of England said America is going to be the next Venezuela. I remember that. I'll never forget that article. I wish I could find it right now. A 2.4 kilogram chicken is worth 14,600,000 bolivars, or $2.22, man. All right. A 1 kilogram packet of rice costs 2,500,000 bolivar, which is only 38 cents. But look at the amount of notes you need just to get that bag of rice, just to get that chicken. You understand? Now this is just cheese. A kilogram of cheese, prepare to fork out 7,500,000 bolivars, which is $1.14 according to the dollar. A toilet roll, a roll of toilet paper, 2,600,000 bolivars, man. And the list goes on and on. Pasta, 2,500,000 bolivars. All right. Kilogram of carrots, 3 million bolivars. Okay. And, the price for a kilo of tomatoes, 5 million bolivars, man. So imagine if you're trying to make a complete meal and you a chef. Man, you're going to have to be a gazillionaire just to have a decent meal, man. I'm not laughing like it's funny, but these things are going to come to America as well. That's why I'm laughing. You people think that you are in good stead. And Bob soap reached the price of 3,500,000 bolivars. Man, hyperinflation destroys purchasing power of money and encourages hoarding of goods as people and businesses wait for further price increases. So people are going to start doing what they're doing right now, like being those doomsday preppers. They do that because of they believe it's going to be a nuclear holocaust. But nonetheless, though, a lot of people are going to start racking up on goods and starting purchasing more canned goods and more bulkage of toilet paper and first aid kits and things of that nature because of the inflation of the hyperinflation that the dollar's going to have, that's going to cause. Okay. So think about this. Russia faced hyperinflation after the collapse of the Soviet Union, while the economic crisis in Zimbabwe made the country ditch its domestic currency in 2009 in favor of the US dollar and other stable currencies. But look at the state of America right now. Iran, Russia, China, Nigeria, and it was another key player in there too. Russia, China, Iran, Nigeria, and there was another country. They just said, we done with the American dollar. Finito. We not doing no more work with it, okay? And I understand why they doing that. Because America's been trying to be the bully on the block. Now, right here, this shows you the roots of hyperinflation. But let me read a little bit over here. This is purchasing power of the U.S. dollar going back to 1913. That's when the Federal Reserve was created. You see where the dollar sign is at the top up here? From $1 to 90 cents to 80 cents to 70 cents to 60 cents, so forth and so forth. And they also have it where it's like a line graph where you can link up the times, the chronological order of the events that occur, and the value of the dollar and the power of the dollar. All right, like during, let's say, 1914 through 1918 in World War One, dollar went down. It had the value of 60 cents. 1929, stock market crash. 1933, Franklin D. Roosevelt executive order makes it illegal to hold gold coins or bullion certificates. So in other words, you have to give us your gold and you got to use this dollar bill. All right. And it goes on to World War II. Then Britain, 1944, Bretton Woods established the U.S. dollar as the world's reserve currency, creating of the IMF and World Bank. Then you had the Korean War, the Vietnam War, and as the years go on, you can see the dollar starts to decline. Then it says the Nixon shot. Nixon closes gold standard beginning of the modern fiat currency system. And what they did, they told these countries, if you use our gold, use our dollar, and you can trade our dollars with your gold, so that you can trade your oil. Which sound like a shiesty move anyway. Then he come to Nixon shot, boom. You can't get your gold back. Now we just dealing with dollars. Man, come on, man. That's the wickedness of Esau Edom. But, which is so-called white man. But now look at it. The tables have turned. Now these countries have said, man, to hell with American dollar. We're going to use our own currency now. Understand? Now, going into the root of hyperinflation, this is what it says. Hyperinflation do not last long. That's what they're telling you. They end in one or two ways. With the first, the paper currency becomes so utterly worthless that it is supplanted by a hard currency. You're gonna need some actual natural resources, okay? Which China, this month starting China in September, they're not dealing with the petrodollar. Now they're dealing with the petro yuan. And you have countries in the Middle East that are going to give crude grade oil to China, like I think over 600 something thousand barrels. I don't know if it's going to be a day or a month. I mean that makes a significant difference, but I believe it's going to be a month. But nonetheless, though, they're not dealing with the petrodollar. That's the petro yuan. It said this is what happened in Zimbabwe at the end of 2008 when the American dollar took over in effect. Prices will stabilize, but other problems emerge. The country loses control of its banking system, and its industry may lose competitiveness, which is America losing competitiveness already, being that they hardly export any goods, but even though they do, majority of the soybeans that China consume come from America, but they can get more from Brazil and other parts of the world. All right. And it says, with the second, inflation ends through a reform program. This typically involves a commitment to control the budget, a new issue of banknotes, and a stabilization of the exchange rate. In other words, we're going to drop this dollar. Y'all come get this RFID chip. This is a systematic process that's being committed by the elites of the world. Yes, they want the dollar to collapse so they can start a new world order, but the other nations are also taking the short end of the stick, and so are the inhabitants of the United States of America. Okay? And it's not far-fetched that America is going to be destroyed, and America is going to fall pretty soon through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Now I'm going to pull out a precept. I'm telling you, man, America is going to be the next Venezuela. All right? That is the beginning of the hyperinflation that's gonna occur here in America. Like I said, it wasn't be this long, but just the spirit. I just want to bring out a few key points to show you how, the root of hyperinflation and how it happens, and how America is not too far from being a part of that of this game, this gimmick. Okay. This is 2nd Ezra 16 and 21. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case. Right now, you can still go to the store, get your 6-pack of Coronas, Get you a bottle of Hennessy. Go get you a slab of some beef ribs. I'm going to say that. You can still go to Busch Gardens. You can go to Six Flags. You can still leave the country. You can still take vacations because it hasn't hit home yet. It's going to hit at a macro. And it's going to hit in a macro amount, meaning a large amount, hitting the millions and trillions of dollars. Then it's going to start hitting in the micro, when it start hurting your little couple of thousands, 100,000s, or even millions, or even your little couple of $100 that you have in your bank account. All right? So nonetheless, though, 2nd Ezra 16:21, behold, victuals shall be so good, cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion, man. All right, so the Lord's going to judge this place, and hyperinflation shall come to America pretty soon. So America will be the new Venezuela. I want to give double honor to the elder apostle, great millstone, singer, honor, citation, all your sincere brothers, peace and blessings to the 1/3. But last but not least, call Holoya la Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Ravachak Kodash. All right, keep your head above water because there's sharks out there. Hey, ask for forgiveness, pray without ceasing, stay humble, remain diligent. Call me Asha Allah, Mawafla Babal. Shalom.